Hello, 24th day of 30 days reading challenge. I am reading The Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, page number 291, part 4. What do you think, brother? Said Dunya. I think he's got a very good idea, he answered. Of course, it's too soon to dream of a publishing firm, but we certainly might bring out 5 or 6 books and be sure of success. I know of one book myself which I would be sure to go well. And as for this being able to manage it, there is no doubt about that either. He knows the business, but we can talk it over later. Hooray! Cried Razuman. Now stay. There's a flat here in this house belonging to the same owner. It is a special flat apart, not commuting with these lodgings. It's furnished, rent, rent moderate, 3 rooms. Suppose you have take them to begin with. I will pawn your watch tomorrow and bring you the money, and everything can be arranged then. You can all 3 live together, and Rhodia will be with you. But where are you off to, Rhodia? What, Rhodia, you are doing already? Luceria Alexandrovna asked in dismay. At such a minute, cried Rosamond. Dunya looked at her brother with incredulous wonder. He held his cap in his hand. He was preparing to leave them. One would think you are burying me or saying goodbye forever, he said somewhat oddly. He attempted to smile, but it did not turn out a smile. But who knows, perhaps it was the last time we shall each other. He let slip accidentally. It was that he was thinking, and it somehow was uttered aloud. What is the matter with you? Cried his mother. Where are you going, Rhodia? Asked Dunya rather strangely. Oh, I am quite obliged to, he answered vaguely, as though hesitating what he would say. But there was a look of sharp determination in his white face. I mean to say, I am coming here, I meant to tell you, mother, and you, Dunya, that it would be better for us to part for a time. I feel ill. I am not at peace. I will come afterwards. I will come of myself when it's possible. I remember you and love you. Leave me alone. I decided this even before. I am absolutely resolved on it. Whatever may come to me, whether I come to ruin or not, I want to be alone. Forget me altogether. It's better. Don't inquire about me. When I can, I will come of myself, or I will send for you. Perhaps it will all come back. But now, if you love me, give me up, else I shall begin to hate you. I feel it. Goodbye. Good God, cried Machuria Alexandrovna. Both his mother and his sister were terribly alarmed. Razumin was also. Rhodia, Rhodia, he consulted with us. Let us be as before, cried his poor mother. He turned slowly to the door and slowly went out of the room. Dunya overtook him. Brother, what are you doing to mother? She whispered, her eyes flashing with indignation. He looked dully at her. No matter, I shall come, I am coming, he muttered in an undertone, as though not fully conscious of what he was saying. And he went out of the room. Wicked, heartless egoist, cried Dunya. He is insane, but not heartless. He is mad, don't you see it? You are heartless after that. Razumi whispered in her ear, squeezing her hand tightly. I shall be back directly, he shouted to the horror-stricken mother, and ran out of the room. Raskolnikov was waiting for him at the end of the passage. I knew you would run after me, he said. Go back to them, be with them, be with them tomorrow and always. I, perhaps I shall again, if I can. Goodbye. And without holding out his hand, he walked away. But where are you going? What are you doing? What's the matter with you? How can you go on like this? Razgoin muttered at his wits' end. Raskolnikov stopped once more, once for all. Never ask me about anything. I have nothing to tell you. Don't come to see me. Maybe I will come here. Leave me, but don't leave them. Do you understand me? It was dark in the corridor. They were standing near the lamp. For a minute, they were looking at one another in silence. Razumovin remembered that minute all his life. Raskolnikov's burning and intent eyes grew more penetrating every moment, piercing into his soul, into his consciousness. Suddenly, Razumovin started. Something strange, as it were, passed between them. Some idea, some hint, as it were, slipped. Something awful, hideous, and suddenly understood on both sides. Razumovin turned pale. Do you understand now? Asked Raskolnikov, his face twitching nervously. Go back to them, he said suddenly, and turning quickly, he went out of the house. I will not attempt to describe how Razumovin went back to the ladies, how he shook them, how he protested that Rhodia needed rest in his illness, protested that Rhodia was sure to come, that he would come every day, that he was very, very much upset, that he must not be irritated, that he, Razumovin, would watch over him, would get him a doctor, the best doctor, a consultation. In fact, from that evening, Razumovin took his place with them as a son and a brother. Raskolnikov went straight to the house on the canal bank where Sonia lived. It was an old green house with 3 stories. He found the porter and obtained from him vague direction as to the whereabouts of Kapernaumov, the tailor. Having found in the corner of the courtyard the entrance to the dark and narrow staircase, he mounted to the second floor and came out into a gallery and ran around the whole second story over the yard. While he was wandering in the darkness, uncertain where to turn for Kapernikov's doors, a door opened 3 paces from him. He mechanically took hold of it. Who is there? A woman voice asked uneasily. I come to see you, answered Raskolnikov. He were to be a tiny entry. On a door there stood a candle with a rubber candles. It's you, cried Sonia deeply, and she went to the street. This is your room, this way. And Raskolnikov trying now to look at her instantly. A minute later, Sonia came with the sat down the candlestick and this consulted stood before him inexpressibly agitated and apparently frightened by his unexpected visit. The color rushed suddenly to her pale face, and tears came into her eyes. She felt sick and ashamed and happy. Raskolnikov turned away quickly and sat on a chair by the table. He is scared, very ill. It was a large but exceedingly low pitched room. The only room led by the captain of Captain, to whose wings are closely led in the front and the left. On the opposite side of the right hand wall was another. In the opposite side of the right hand wall was another office cabinet that led to the next one, which formed a separate lodging. Sonia's room looked like a bar. It was very irregular, quadrangular, and and this gave it a grotesque appearance. A wall with three windows looking out onto the canal ran a slant so that one corner formed a very acute angle, and it was difficult to see in without very struggling. The other corner was disproportionately obtuse. There was scarcely any furniture in the bedroom. In the corner on the right was a bedstead beside it. Nearest bed a chair, a plain table covered by a blue cloth stood against the same wall, close to the door into the other flat. Two rush button chairs stood up by the table. On the opposite wall, near the acute angle, stood a small plain wooden chest of drawers, looking, as it were, lost in the desert. There was all there that was all there in the room. The yellow scrap and shady wallpaper was black in the corners. It must have been damp and full of fumes in the winter. There was every sign of poverty. Even the bedstead had no curtains. Sonia looked in silence at her visitor, who was so attentively and unceremoniously scrutinizing her room, and even began to last to tremble with terror, as though she was standing before her judge and the arbiter of her destinies. And it's 11, isn't it? He asked, still not lifting his eyes. Yes, muttered Sonia. Oh, yes, it is. She added hastily, as though in that lay her means of escape. My landlady's cross just got stuck. I heard it myself. I have come to you. I have come to you for the last time. Raskolnikov went on gloomily. Although this was the first time, I may perhaps not see you again. Are you going away? I don't know. Tomorrow. Then you are not coming to Catherine's Ivanova? Tomorrow, Sonia voice shook. I don't know. I shall know tomorrow morning. Never mind it. I have come to say one word. He raised his brooding eyes to her and suddenly noticed that he was sitting down while she was all the while standing before him. Why are you so? Sit down, he said in a tone gentle and friendly. She sat down. He looked kindly and almost compassionately at her. How thin you are! What a hand! Quite transparent, like a dead hand. He took her hand. Sonia smiled faintly. I have always been like that, she said. Even when you lived at home? Yes, of course you were, he added abruptly, and the expression of his face and the sound of his voice changed against surroundings. He looked around him once more. You rent this room from the Cape for Normals. Yes, they live there. Through the door. Yes, they have another room like this. All in one room. Yes, I should be afraid in your room at night. He observed gloomily. They are very good people, very kind and answered Sonia. who still seem be there, and all the furniture, everything is theirs, and they are very kind and they did not to often come to see me. They all stand. Don't they? Yes, he is jealous and he is mean, and his wife too. It is not exactly that she is jealous, but she can't speak plainly. She is a very kind woman, and he used to be a house servant. And there are seven children, and it's only the eldest one that stammers, and the other are simply ill. But they don't stammer. But where did you hear about that? She added with some surprise. Your father told me. He told me all about you, and how you went out at 6 o'clock and came back at night, and how Katrina Ivanova knelt down by your bed. Sonia was thinking. I fancied I saw him today. She whispered hesitatingly. Who? Father. I was walking in that street out there at the corner about 10 o'clock, and he seemed to be walking in front. It looked just like him. I wanted to go to Katrina Ivanovna. You were walking in the streets? Yes, Sonia whispered abruptly, again overcome with confusion and looking down. Katrina Ivanova used to beat you, I dare say. Oh no, what are you saying? No. Sonia looked at him almost in dismay. You loved her then. Love her, of course, said Sonia with plaintive emphasis, and she closed her eyes in distress. Ah, you don't. Only you, if you only knew. You see, she is quite like a child. Her mind is quite unhinged. You see, from far. And how clever she used to be, how generous, how kind. You don't understand. You don't understand. Sonia said this as though in despair, wringing her hand in excitement and distress. Her pale cheeks flushed. There was a look of anguish in her eyes. It was clear that she was stirred to the very depth, and she was not longing to speak to champion to express something. A sort of inevitable compassion, if one needed to express it, was reflected in every feature of her face. Beat me, how can you? Good heaven, beat me. And if she did not beat me, what then? What of it? You know nothing about it. She is so unhappy. How unhappy and ill. She is seeking righteousness. She is pure. She has such faith that there must be a righteousness everywhere, and she expects it. And if we were to torture her, she wouldn't do it. She does not see that it is impossible for people to be righteous, and she is angry and like a child. Like a child, she is good. And what will happen to her? Sonia looked at him inquiringly. They are left on your heads, you see. They are all on your heads before though. And your father came to you to cry for them. Well, he will be angry. I don't know, Sonia articulated mournfully. Will they stay there? I don't know. They are in debt for the lodgings, but the landlady, I fear, said today that she wanted to get rid of them, and Katrina Ivanovna says that she won't stay another minute. How is it she is so bored? She relies upon me. Oh no, don't talk like that. We are one. we live like one. Sonia was agitated again and even angry, and though a canary or some other little bird were doing anything. And what could she do? What? What could she do? She persisted, getting hot and excited. How and how she cried today. Her mind is unhinged. Haven't you noticed it? At one minute she is going like a shot that everything should be right tomorrow. The lunch and all that. Then she is wringing her hand, spitting blood, weeping, and all at once she will begin knocking her head against a wall in despair. Then she will be confronted again. She builds all her hope on you. She says that you will help her now and that she will borrow a little money somewhere and go to her native town with me and set up a boarding school for the daughters of gentlemen and take me to superintendent it and we will begin a new splendid life. And she kisses and hugs me, comforts me, and you know she has such faith in her fancies. One can't contradict her, and all day long she has been washing, cleaning, mending. She dragged the washtub into the room with her feeble hand and sank on the bed, gasping for breath. We went this morning to the shops of the shops to buy shoes for Poland and Lydia, for they are quite worn out. Only the money we would reckon was not enough, not nearly enough, and she picked out such a dear little purse, for she has taste, don't you know? And there is in the shop she burst out crying before the shopman because she had not enough. Ah, it was sad to see her.